What's up everyone, here we are with a fresh look and a brand new video for all you out there. As we love this game so much, and to me it's the number one game on the App Store and Play Store. Shout out to Mobile Legends and the fan who loves playing the game. Today I wanted to talk about the story of Zilong, the first hero which we get when we start to play this game. As per League of Legends, Zilong was born in Cadia Riverlands. Has a little side story as well. Cadia Riverlands is the same place where Yunzhou, the reincarnated black dragon, wanted to rule over. So at a very young age, Zilong got separated from his family in a wild storm and was later raised by the old guy named the Great Dragon. He used to train with Ling at Dragon Altar's secret realm. Before we start with the story under the description, let's take a bit and talk about Zhao Yun, the real Zilong. He was a military general who lived during late Eastern Han Dynasty.
The Dragonborn is back!
So now let's start with the story description. Zilong was taken in by the Trian swordsmaster Set when he was just a child, although the Set was famous for their mastery of the Jian. Just to understand better, Jian is a straight double-edged sword. Back to the story. So Zilong chose to take up the spear. Without a teacher, he practiced the bases of the spear day in day out with the unwavering determination. After leaving the Set, he became a disciple of the Great Dragon under the guidance of Baxia.
Rocks need no protection from the rain.
Okay, so it's Bax. The mystic tortoise, and trained at the Dragon Altar. But with the changing of the times, the spirit of the Cloud Dragon appeared on the tip of the spear one day. To the surprise of his peers, that was when everyone, including Zilong, realized he had become one of the Cloud Dragons of the Oriental fighters and inherited the Great Dragon Spear. Even though the spear is known as the King of Weapons, Zilong had no desire for power. No matter where he was or who he was supposed to be, Zilong was content to protect his homeland with the spear in hand. As long as he still breathed, there would be peace in Cadia Riverland. Oh, that's a nice story, right? Whoever has written it, it's very well written. So why the spear? Why do you train with the spear? Duan Ming asked Zilong in front of other disciples. This was the Tian swordsman Sith, after all known as the zenith of swordsmanship. In all the Cadia Riverlands, Duan Ming has roamed the Cadia Riverlands as an assassin to perfect his skills, becoming one with his sword, and was unraveled soon after joining the Sith. One with the sword. That's Ling, I believe. Zilong was different. Even though he had been a disciple of the Sith since childhood, he trained only in this spear. As wave after wave of disciples arrived, their training from twigs to wooden swords to blades of steel, Zilong continued practicing the basic spear moves: thrust, parry, shuttle. Why do I practice the spear? Zilong contemplated while lowering his eyes as his body continued to move on its own. I don't know. So I'm also reading it for the first time myself, and as per my understanding, Zilong is a disciple of Duan Ming, and he is being taught at Dragon's Altar along with other disciples of Duan Ming, who is a great swordsman. And Zilong is being questioned by him about why does he uses a spear rather than a traditional sword like others. Zilong had never thought about it. Picking up a spear was as natural as breathing to him. Thus one needs a reason to breathe. The onlooking disciples thought Zilong was disrespectful to Duan Ming and chided him. Then can you stop practicing in the middle of the night? We can't rest with your making a racket. It's my fault. Please accept my apologies. I'm really sorry. Zalong's response was so sincere that the mob lost interest and gradually dispersed. He changed his routine after the incident. He ventured further out to train so nobody would be disturbed, no matter how late it was. I feel the Zilong character is very honest, decent, and innocent. Please share your views and comment down below. Let's continue. Rain or shine, Zilong maintained his training. The set did not keep any manuals of spear techniques, so Zilong had to repeat the same basic moves 1,000 times, 100,000 times. From behind, the Ming Master Longman answered his question. He has the will, but not the talent. Indeed, he did not fit. The Tian swordsman set had no place for Zilong. Thus Zilong packed his bags and left the set. He had arrived alone and would depart alone. As he looked back at the mountain where the disciples used to train, he couldn't help but wonder, why did he choose the spear? For Zilong, training with the spear was no different than eating and sleeping. The spear was simply as natural part of his life. When he trained, his mind was clear, and as long as he held the spear, the days felt normal. It was only when his old friend Ling and Bax, the mystic tortoise of the Oriental fighters, came along for Zilong that he suddenly remembered why he chose the spear. It was when Ling's life was in danger during a mission from the Flinch set. At that time, Zilong felt an extra weight on the spear that he had swung countless times. But it was not a physical weight, it was something else, something deep inside, and as if something had taken over him. With a fiery resolve and clear mind, he managed to save Ling. Bax came here specifically for Zilong. He talked about how Zilong was the chosen successor of the Cloud Dragon, and Ling was inextricably linked to the Vermilion Bird. Since the time of the Endless War, the four immortals went into deep slumber, and their power had been passed down amongst the disciples of the great dragon. So the Master Ming had nothing to offer Zilong and teach him any special skills on how to use spear and its other techniques. So Zilong left the mountain, and his old friends Ling and Bax are here to inform him about that he is one of the Oriental fighters, a protector of Riverland. Thought that Zilong was training at Dragon's Altar, but no, he is now leaving for Dragon Altar, and I'm sure these three are gonna spar with each other. That's what heroes do. Test the might, Mortal Kombat. Anyways, let's continue. Zilong continued to train silently like his time in the Tian swordsman set, carrying out each motion with unwavering determination. Ling would often seek out Zilong to spar and exchange techniques with him, but Zilong never won once. You have been swinging that spear day in and day out without making any progress. What are you training for? Ling asked after finishing their sparring one day. Do I need a reason to master the spear? Zilong seems to have returned to the time when he was in the Tian's swordsman set. Everything we do have a reason. Whether it's to chase fame, fortune, life, death, there's always a reason. Then what are you chasing? Zilong thought for sure that Ling would give him an answer that could guide him his own path. But Ling simply leaped into air and disappeared behind the roof tiles. Zilong did not get an answer. Ling stood across from him and drew his sword. On that day, Ling touched the black dragon seal in the dragon altar and Box was forced to confront him. So this is after Zilong left with Brox and Ling, and Ling has touched the seal of the black dragon. I don't know why and for what reason. I guess we'll get to know after I read the story of Ling separately. And right now, Brox and Lings are going head on with each other, where Zilong does not want to, choose any side and hurt anyone. So that feeling, that the rage makes him tap into his ultimate, the Cloud Dragon power, and he stops both of them, deflecting both their attacks. He is now making a peace between both of them, and Lens leaves the area, the place they were, and finally Zilong gets to know his, the final answer to his question. Why does he wield a spear? To be one with the weapon. And that's all, guys. That was the story of Zilong. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching. I've been kicking my feet up and just going to town. A bag of chips in hand.